The architecture of immortality is often sold as a dream of eternal life, a golden horizon where ambition knows no ceiling. But the reality presented by OstensibleMammal in the second movement of Path of the Deathless is a stark, cold-blooded nightmare of infinite attrition. This isn't a power fantasy where leveling up leads to godhood. It is a visceral, deeply intense plunge into the brutal logistics of spiritual erosion, the perilous collision between a finite human consciousness and an infinite, hunger-driven progression system, and the terrifying truth that when you stop dying, you eventually stop living. The author hooks the audience instantly by constructing a high-stakes, hyper-focused trap, a protagonist who has achieved the status of deathless, a state of functional immortality, finds that his existence is not a triumph, but a commodity being systematically mined by an ancient, uncaring system that views his eternity as its own private, bottomless resource. The narrative center zeroes in on the protagonist's descent into the second tier of the path, a metaphysical landscape where the rules of reality are dictated by the accumulation of soul debt. As he navigates the decaying, resource-depleted realms of past legends and the neon-lit, sterile citadels of the current ruling elite, he realizes that his progression is not just a personal journey, but a blueprint for a total systemic collapse. The investigation into the origin of the deathless status quickly escalates into a dangerous, high-stakes tactical chess match, as he discovers that the system's elite are not just players, they are caretakers of a vast entropic cycle designed to harvest the very essence of those who have bypassed mortality. Forced to juggle the logistical nightmare of managing ever-increasing system stat degradation, the constant suffocating threat of soul reclamation, and the mounting undeniable encounter with previous incarnations of himself who failed to break the cycle, he must synthesize a new way of existing, one built on tactical nihilism, forced systemic evolution, and an unyielding, purely human refusal to become another brick in the system's foundation. The author's writing style is unapologetically clinical, machine gun fast, and saturated with an intense, authentic blend of LitRPG mechanics, dark existential irony, and high-stakes environmental dread. They build exceptional structural tension by pairing the mundane, cold routines of progression, calculating mana efficiency, refining skill tree branching, and optimizing soul-binding rituals, with the chaotic, violent eruption of high-intensity, reality-shattering combat. The story moves forward with a relentless, engine-driven momentum, turning routine analytical probes, calculated maneuvers through the metaphysical hierarchy, and tense, high-stakes standoffs with system enforcers into pulse-pounding steps closer to an inevitable, reality-defining breakout. The presentation thrives on this mounting pressure, making every stat point allocation, every desperate tactical retreat, and every cold, calculated realization about the true nature of his immortality feel like a high-stakes victory for the human spirit. What makes Path of the Deathless Book 2 an exceptional entry in the progression fantasy canon is the uncompromising way OstensibleMammal explores the psychological weight of being the ultimate survivor in a game where the board is designed to kill you. Watch as he transforms his experience with mortality into a compass, learning to navigate the chaotic progression tracks to outmaneuver a system that operates with absolute, terrifying precision. As the structural walls of the progression tiers begin to collapse and the true scope of the eternal trap is exposed, the pacing transforms into a breathless, heart-pounding race to maintain the shred of truth he carries before his consciousness is permanently unstitched by the system's cold logic. The final act is an absolute masterclass in suspense, delivering a barrage of explosive realizations, shattered paradigms, and a spectacular, jaw-dropping climax that completely leaves the reader thoroughly stunned. For fans of LitRPG demanding a brilliant, character-driven, and masterfully paced exploration of immortality, this book delivers an unforgettable shock.